What is up, Junkie Nation? Gorgeous George and Goes are back with another superstar in the world of combat sports. We've covered him through WEC, through the UFC, PFL. Now he's getting down for Karate Combat. Karate Combat's actually taking place here in Las Vegas, and an old foe has popped up. He will meet him in that pit at KC 43 on December 15th. Don't worry, it's free on YouTube. Check it out. You go to youtube.com/karate combat, which, by the way, looks to be a pretty cool channel. So hit that like and subscribe for those guys, and you'll see some cool stuff there. Welcome back, Showtime. How are you?
Good, man. Can't complain. Just in between training sessions, like always.
Yeah. All right. So, what drew you to Karate Combat? Aside from I get it, you're a prize fighter. They probably sent you something, that impressed you there. But what were you drawn to highlights? Was it the opponent? What was it?
Man, honestly, a little bit of all of it. I was watching Karate Combat for a while. I just didn't know like who was running the program on the show over there, if you will. But so I was getting ready for a boxing fight in February. So I was ready in training camp. I was ready in shape. Not in fight shape, but I was preparing my body to go into a camp. And the opportunity came up. It was in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm a resident here now, my second hometown. And then the opponent, obviously Ben Henderson. We got so much history together. Just all made sense.
Mm-hmm. By the way, speaking of boxing, did any part of you ever think of just, hey, 1-0 against an all-time great, I'm out? Or you really want to pursue that some more, it sounds like?
No, 1,000,000%. I want to pursue it more, man. I'm sparring good guys. I just sparred Lara Tuesday. I'm sparring him again tomorrow. He's getting ready for Danny Garcia. I sparred Caleb Plant for his last camp. So I mean, I know my skill set in boxing is, I just had not that I didn't have the time, I didn't have the opportunities to fight over there yet. So yeah, this year I plan on doing at least 3 boxing fights.
Oh, wow. Okay. You mean 2024, right?
2024, yeah, of
Okay.
course.
All right. And
If I
so
could
for
do
this,
if I could do 3 fights in 2023, that'd be G.
that'd be like UFC 1 all in one night or something like that. All right. So now let's get back to Karate Combat. Benson Henderson. You're a gambler. I know you are. Don't hide it. You're playing with house money here. You know what I mean? You got some dubs on him, but at the same time, what do you think from his end, man? Do you think, I wouldn't mind evening the score here? Does that kind of get you motivated to know that this guy's not going to just mail this one in either?
Now he's not an easy opponent, bro. Like we fought twice already. Like the first fight was such a close fight. Even standing, striking, the ground portion was a very close fight. Second fight, obviously, I had my success with the body kicks. But Ben's a competitor, bro. Like, I got nothing but respect for that dude. Like, we've been doing this for 10 years plus now each. And he's still competing at the highest level, man. So I know he's coming to bring it. Obviously he has something to prove. Every time that Showtime kick, they basically made the promo off that Showtime kick. I heard the pit was designed off of that, the Karate Combat pit. So for sure, I think Ben's, gonna come out there and try to even the score up. So I mean, I'll be ready for whatever he brings.
Mm-hmm. By the way, that first fight was something else. You think one day it should be in the Hall of Fame for the UFC, which owns WEC rights and all that? You think it was on that level?
I mean, they use the highlight in every pay-per-view, so I mean, I definitely think it should be up there. The fight was back and forth, until
Yeah.
that Showtime kick. We didn't know who the winner was going to be. I didn't know who the winner was going to be, and then I landed that Showtime kick, and I feel like that just gave me the edge to get that belt, one of these belts right here. But so I think for Hall of Fame stuff, I think we got to wait till we retire. We got to see me and Ben are still active.
This is true. This is true. I think Guida is part of one of those, and he's still active. But yeah,
That's true. Yeah, it's true. That's true. Definitely.
yeah. I just remember it being, I think, 2-2, right, going into round 5, and
Yep.
that definitely sealed the deal. I just remember Stephan Bonner, may he rest in peace. He
I know,
almost
right?
came out of his chair along with
Yeah.
everyone else that was either there or in person.
Yeah, man, right? Bonner, his quote will always live in my heart. He ran off a wall like a ninja. So yeah, definitely
Uh-huh.
rest in
Yeah.
peace to Bonner.
Yeah, for sure. All right. And so have you have you done your own research or consulted on others as far as like the familiarity of the rules, the pit? Goes was interviewing somebody the other day as well. I think it was actually for Karate Combat. It was Sam Alvey. Just a simple angle going from 6-sided to 4-sided to 8-sided to perfectly round can throw some people off. Do you think it could throw you off?
Well, I think the pit, the way it's angled, that's something I never fought on before. Fighting on my back at I don't even know the degree of the angle, but I've seen the guys on their back and trying to defend. When you're not on the ground and you're the fence isn't there. Like a lot of my moves come from jumping off the fence, bouncing off the fence. So I think defensively it definitely changed it up, but I feel like offensively I'm gonna be able to use it to my advantage. I'll be able to jump off that thing. I'll be able to climb up it, walk around it. So I'm excited to go in there and have some fun with that.
Mhm.
Can you talk a little bit about the training? I know you mentioned you have been doing some boxing. The going back and forth, how is that for you? Some fighters say that sometimes it takes them like a little bit for them to just kind of get back into the throwing kicks versus the boxing, the angles, as George brought up, the positioning and all that. What's that like going back and forth with the training?
I love it, bro. I think I'm a martial artist my whole life, so I feel like the high level boxers I'm sparring with. I mean, Lara, world champ. I mean, he's fighting Danny Garcia coming up soon. Like that level of competition, it's hard to get that. It's even in the MMA world. Like it's hard to get a guy that's good with that skill level. And he's a southpaw, so I mean, we purposely chose a southpaw for me to use my keep continue boxing sparring. Because I know I'm kind of getting ready for for whatever's coming off all for next year. But I am a lifelong martial artist. This is something I've done forever. Like I come from a point sparring background, so I feel like this favors me definitely. Like having the ability to throw any strike I want without having to worry about getting taken down or getting pressed against the fence. I mean, if you watch our first couple fights, a lot of his success came from that, pushing me against the fence, holding me on the fence, doing some moves that I've never seen before on the fence. But he won't have that opportunity this one around. So I feel like that's why I said yes to this. It plays well into what I've done my whole life.
Anthony, so this matchup in my mind has been a nightmare to break down because I feel like there's so many little subplots in here. And I try and put myself in Benson Henderson's shoes. And we were talking about the Showtime kick. And I'm thinking, look, you've got 2 wins on him, so he's not going to even score there. But do you think is there a little part of him that you think might want to get that back as far as the Showtime kick, like something that dazzles the fans that he can maybe land on you, spinning attacks, that sort of stuff? You think that's something in the back of his mind, maybe?
I think he definitely wants to win. I'm not sure how he wants to do it, but I mean, Ben has some kicks, bro. Like when we fought our first fight, he has some. He comes from a Taekwondo background too. He has, he does some karate experience. I saw him doing an interview talking about how he was doing them shin kicks to me. He learned from a karate guy. But I think, it's just my style. Like when I fight, I'm not trying to be flashy. That's just how I fight. Like when I jump, I spin. That's just how I grew up training. So I feel like I think he definitely wants to win, and I know like with this rule set, we got 3 minute rounds. It's one of those things I just got to be on my game the whole time.
When do you think you'll know? A lot of people talk about jujitsu when they step on the mat. It's like that first class they know I've fallen in love with this. When do you think you'll know about karate combat? Because you have mentioned that you want to continue boxing as well.
Oh man, karate combat's I've done like what karate combat has put together is a platform for traditional martial artists to compete at the highest level. Because when MMA came up, all the traditional guys like me, I was third degree black belt competing in taekwondo competitions since I was a kid. There was just no place for us to perform at. Like when the ISKA tournaments went away, and not really went away, but they kind of fell back from UFC. So all of us kind of had to change our game plan. If we wanted to be the best martial artists, we had to do mixed martial arts. So I think Karate Combat gave us a platform to compete at this highest level, and they're still building, man. Like I love what they're doing with their production. Everything that I've done so far was very professional.
Your name gets brought up a lot because like you said, you're a martial artist and you've competed in just about everything you could possibly do. But your name got brought up in BKFC. And when it got brought up, nobody went, "You're crazy." We all went, "Hey, that'd be a lot of fun." Would you be open to something like that, Anthony? And BKFC, Mike Perry, someone like that?
I mean, that's definitely different than something I've ever done before, man. Like that bare knuckles, that's it. That's like real like fighting, bro. You're gonna get cut. You're gonna. I mean, I think Eddie had like 2 broken orbitals after that fight. So I mean, I would have to talk to my wife about that one. But I mean, I feel like I'm up for anything, bro. I've boxed, I've done mixed martial arts my whole life. Now I'm gonna be doing karate combat. So I wouldn't say no to it, but it's something I definitely would have to like talk to my coaches about, talk to my team about, make sure it made sense for everything.
Something tells me a guy from Milwaukee has probably done the bare knuckle. Just it wasn't legal. You know what I mean? But
I had The crazy thing about me is, man, like before I got into mixed martial arts, I was always into street fights. And then my mom put us into mixed martial art. Taekwondo was our first martial art, and
Yeah.
it taught me the respect, the discipline, the self esteem of what I'm doing as a martial artist. And I don't think I was in a street fight ever since then. Like as a kid, once I started understanding the meaning behind martial arts.
Did you get kicked out of a lot of schools?
Nah, it was before any of that happened. It was like there's kids in the neighborhood. We had a trampoline. We took the trampoline out, so we had like just the circle of the inside of the trampoline, and we'd all just go after it, man. So I had cousins that boxed, and then me and my brother had like the kicking, and like we already like had an experience with that. Bruce Lee basically made me a fan of that. So we would
Mhm.
take all the kids from the block, and we would go at it, bro. Like we'd have two guys in there, see who was the best.
Nice. You still keep in touch with those guys, and have those guys become fans of yours, being that you took it to a whole nother level?
Yeah, so I just had APFC in Milwaukee, and I had them all out there, bro. So yeah, they all show the respect. A lot of them breakdance now, which is crazy. They transferred into breakdancing because I used to breakdance too as a kid. But so one of the guys, his name's Antonio. He started a club for kids that can't afford, underprivileged kids. He has a huge breakdancing club out in Milwaukee. So I brought him out to the show. They were doing a
That's
little
cool.
performance for us. It was cool.
Yeah. All right. Were you more like the popper, or you were
Power
doing
moves. Yeah, I was the
power?
power move guy. Windmills, flares, head spins. I used to do head spins on the cement. That was like kind of what I was known for. Like I would just go out there and do head spins on no cardboard or linoleum, none of that shit. I just go right on the cement and head spin.
Have you ever posted any of that from on your Instagram or anything from back in the day? Do you even have footage of that?
I don't even think I have footage of that, man. Actually, you know what? So we used to do the halftime show for the Bucks. So
Get
I
out
mean,
of
I'm sure.
here.
Yeah.
Really?
So we're into it, bro. Like yeah. So like the Christians, it was called the Christian Center. It was the center for like all the kids that after school they had nothing to do. We would all go hang out there, and like a couple of kids were breakdancers, and then my whole crew just got into it, and then it was like crew versus crew, and then we all came together and we formed like this. I guess a crew to go to the Bucks. And we were doing halftime shows at the Bucks.
Wow. All right. Yeah, you must have been pretty good if you got
I
on
can
their
still do
radar.
it, bro. Yeah, my older brother. So my older brother was good too. Serge never really did it, but me and my older brother were definitely into it. We had cardboard at every family party. We'd pull it out. We were always practicing.
Do you remember back in the day, Alfonso Ribeiro used to sell a cardboard, and some kids would buy it, and it was tailor made for that? I mean, I'm talking about 30 years ago when it was first starting
Bro, we
out.
would, we would go around to like Walmart, Targets, and find just the big TV boxes, and we would just break them all down, tape them up on the bottom, and then you'd put it out right in front of your yard.
That'd be one hell of a way to, you get the KO or something, and then you do that celebration.
Maybe hit some windmills. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, last question here. Since we've talked breakdancing and street fights and karate combat and everything, just because we have to brush up on our interviews. We talk to you all the time, but still, one thing that jumped out at me was you left on a 2-fight win streak at age 33 from the UFC. Why did that happen? I mean, you were a guy that could fill a fight night card at the top as a main eventer. You could pay-per-view headline. You did it. You won a world title. Was there ever a clash at the end, or did you leave on good terms? Would you ever even go back? Are you done with MMA? I know it's a long question. Maybe you can cover that for us.
No, I left on great terms, honestly, bro. Dana White's like one of the guys that I have the most respect for. Like I always tell him every time I see him, bro. I'm like, thank you for everything because he allowed me. Man, I bought my mom her house with the UFC with what I've done in the UFC. So yeah, I mean, no bad terms at all. My fight show is on UFC Fight Pass, so like I still have APFC. I still do business with them. I mean, I'm at the PI all the time. I see him at all the fights. The reason why I left during the time I did is I kind of fought everybody. I fought everybody at 55. I moved up to 45. We moved down to 45. Then I went up to 70. My last two fights were at 70. And, I was kind of like in a position where I'm like, man, what else can I do for this company? Where else can I go?
Mhm.
And then, I knew I was a prize fighter. So I was looking for the next best opportunity. And at that time, man, PFL came out with a crazy opportunity for me. Like, I think I was a free agent for like less than a month. And I went down to Miami. I met with my agent, and he said, "Yo, we got a couple opportunities. Like, do you want to hear them out?" And PFL came with a strong one. They allowed me to be at a box still. They allowed me to kind of do what I wanted to do, like as far as like outside of MMA, and that's what I was kind of looking for. And I knew like even now, like it took me a little bit of time to box, but this year I will definitely have some big boxing fights.
Are you contractually still with PFL, or
I have a pay-per-view fight with them. I think that's going to be April or
okay.
May. I'm waiting for them to announce that. But yeah, so my MMA fight will be one more with the PFL. but I'm allowed to do this karate combat. I'm allowed to box, so I'm kind of making money everywhere.
I only ask because Thompson's fighting here next month. You beat him. Oliveira was on a tear for a long time. You know, you beat him. You beat some guys that are maybe no longer there, but obviously, you know, you're a pretty damn good lightweight. And even old Jim Miller's still chugging along, and I remember you beat him.
Clay Guida's over there, bro. So many guys that are still, you know.
That's why I wondered if there was ever a chance.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say no to that, bro. I think you know, if the opportunity made sense, I definitely would you know, explore that. I mean, earlier this year I was thinking about, you know, trying to do another comeback in the UFC, but I mean, I want to focus boxing this year and you know, this karate combat deal, and you know, I already have my MMA platform right now, so I feel like I'm in a great position to you know, make a lot of money as a prize fighter.
Yeah, no, definitely. 3 boxing, karate combat, that PFL pay-per-view. Hell, your 2024 is booked, but hey, doors are open, and you do seem to conduct yourself as a professional prize fighter. Like, no hard feelings here. You know, there's no bad reputation on the street that we hear of. So yeah, that's awesome. All right, man. Well, listen, thanks for always giving us some time here on MMA Junkie Radio. Good luck with the rest of your training for karate combat, which comes up, folks, on December 15th, free on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/karate combat and subscribe and check it out. He will be dancing against an old foe, Benson Henderson. Thank you, Anthony. Great talking to you.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.